everyone. Welcome, and we're glad you're here. We're glad to be here too.
We're here. Yes.
If some of you were on Facebook, you understand that Facebook is giving us all kinds of trouble today. So we're so glad that we have a second avenue to be able to reach out to you, because we have a really great show planned for you today as we wrap up our week all about pre-cuts. We call it Dessert First Quilting.
Right?
I love it,
Yes.
and I can't wait for today's project. So let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to all of you who are joining us live here on YouTube. You're watching Three Themes Live, where theme number 1 is something to smile about, theme number 2 is something to learn, and theme number 3 is something to discover. Let's go. Hi everyone, welcome back to Three Themes Live. I'm Chris Thurgood here at my girlfriend's quilt shop, and I am so excited to have you join us. Thank you for your patience as we got started a little late because Facebook is having some issues today, but we're so happy to have you here on YouTube. So this week we've been talking all about dessert first quilting. And what do we mean by that? Well, we're talking about pre-cuts. It's one of those favorite little treats of every quilter out there. We're talking jelly rolls, layer cakes, honey buns. Did you know there was a honey bun? It's not as commonly used, but we're going to be able to use that today in a really fun project. Plus, we have a really great little treat for you at the end of the show as a free download for everyone out there, just in time for Valentines. So be sure to stick around. And as we get started, I want to make sure and welcome my cohort in crime today.
Hello.
Hey, Rebecca, how are you?
I'm good, Chris.
I'm loving the pink.
Thank you. Just in time for Valentine's Day,
Exactly,
right?
yes. And I understand that you have a daughter who was born on Valentine's Day.
Yes, I do. Yes, my youngest daughter was born on Valentine's Day. The doctor actually let us pick, which was really fun. He said, I have the 14th or the 19th available. Which day do you want to have a baby? You don't ask a 9-month-old or a 9-month pregnant woman.
Yes, no.
The 19th or the 14th?
Yeah.
Duh, the 14th. Hello.
Absolutely, I love that. And you have a kind of a fun tradition that you do for your birthday kids.
There's a couple of things that we do. The first one is we do chocolate waffles and ice cream for breakfast.
Oh.
So get up early, make chocolate waffles, let them have ice cream and whatever toppings they want just for their birthday or for their birthday.
Yeah.
But then also, because her birthday's on Valentine's Day, we celebrate Valentine's Day for everyone, and we do gifts for everyone in the family.
Oh, I love
that's been
that.
really fun. So I don't know, when they were the kids were kind of, I don't know, iPads was one year, and phones was another year. Yes, they got super spoiled. I mean, it's not like
it's
little gifts.
I mean,
it was big. It was big gifts.
My kids are lucky if they get a little chocolate heart box, you know, with the Brock's candy, which is nasty.
Yeah, no, and we would do the chocolate thing too, but I don't, it was always, what am I thinking? It always felt around the time that we would get our tax return back. So we figured if we were getting a good tax return back because we had 5 kids, we might as well just share the wealth and spoil them a little bit.
Okay, well, that is very, very generous of you. Too fun. So, yeah, the chocolate waffles and ice cream, I think that leads us right into a very good way to talk about dessert first quilting.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
And today we're talking about honey buns.
Honey buns. Yes, I love
What exactly
honey buns.
is a honey bun?
So honey bun is like a jelly roll, but it is 1.5-inch strips instead of 2.5-inch strips, and I think they come in so handy to do lots of different projects.
They do, and it's one that's not as commonly used. Most people do know the layer cakes, the charm packs, the jelly rolls, but a honey bun is something that is not as widely known.
Right.
But we've got a really great project today.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, but before we get started, we couldn't help ourselves. You know, we're talking, it's Valentine's Day week, and so, you know, there's some things that we quilters have little quirks about, and, you know, I think we can all understand maybe what I'm talking about here, because we have a great little reel for you that has all of us around here busting up laughing. And as you watch it, I know you're going to recognize a few brave men in there, but I want to hear your comments. Chat right there, type it in the chat, and let us know what your red flags are if you're dealing with someone who may not understand your hobby. Let's take a look.
Then you just bought another quilt?
Do you really need more fabric? I'm gonna have to build a second shed just to store all this stuff.
How many machines does one person need?
I think you should finish all your UFOs before you buy more projects.
Okay, now, how many of you can relate to that? Major red flags, folks, major red flags. If you have anyone that is saying that to you in your life, you just, be patient with them. They love you still.
You might need some counseling.
You may need some. Exactly. So tell us in the comments, what are your red flags that someone might say to you that you go, "Ugh." And didn't Kyle do a great job?
Yes,
I
did.
I think she.
Kyle's hilarious.
Fantastic.
I love Kyle.
Yes, absolutely. But okay, so a red flag for you would be?
So I have a strange red flag. My husband is a quilter, so he knows
Yes.
how to watch himself.
Yes.
But my girls also love sewing, but they don't quite get the whole fabric collection. I have to protect it all. So they will go grab some fabric and then say, "Can I just cut this out of the middle? Can I just right?
Really?
Right. So
Wow.
I have some
You wanna
samples
save all
with
your
big
fabric.
holes or
Are they the same ones that take the bread bag and just,
Yes,
rip it
yes,
open
just
right
rip it
in the
open.
middle?
They don't
or
care if it
the,
closes
the
again.
cereal
Yes,
box.
They are. I love
Okay,
that they
well.
sew, but right out of the middle, come on.
Oh, that's too funny. Okay, yeah, that would be
What
a
about
red
you?
flag. Okay, if someone were to say, "Oh, thanks for the blanket," then I go, no, it's not a blanket, it's a quilt, and there's a difference. And they go, "What's the difference?" "Oh, there is a difference. Just trust me on this one." Or how about you buy all this pretty fabric and you cut it up and sew it back together again?
Right.
That
Yes,
would
right.
definitely be a red flag. Okay. Let's see what you're saying in the comments. Jeannie says those points don't match. Ooh.
Oh,
Those are fighting
yeah,
words.
You'd have to rethink that friendship.
And then we've got Lucilda, I think, anyway, that says my husband knows better now. Somebody asked about the package.
Yes. Another package for you. It's from
Yeah.
Girlfriends again. Right?
Nope.
Stop it.
Nope.
My husband does say, "Another green bag? Really?"
I know. Well, we've always said that if you would like a brown bag, we'd be happy
Yeah,
to
there you go.
give
You know
that
what?
to you.
Maybe I need to start bringing in some brown bags and hiding them. right?
Absolutely, yes. There's no
Great
problem
idea.
with that. Oh my goodness. Well, I gotta say a shout out to those great men because they were good sports in
Yes,
doing that
they
for
were.
us.
They did a great job.
All right. Too fun. Did we have another one, Abby? Oh, Kay said that Mike and Todd need new training. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was definitely an acting job for Mike because he definitely knows better.
Right?
Well, although here's a red flag. I was just getting ready to open up a quilt shop. And, well, even to this day, I still love visiting other quilt shops from all over. And, yes, I still buy fabric from all over. And he said it once, but he said, "You have a store full of fabric. Do you really need more fabric?" And I say, yes, I do. And he goes, Okay.
It's different
Enough said.
than what's at the store, right?
There you go. Well, we hope those themes brought a smile to you today, and definitely continue sharing in the comments what your red flags are so that we can all have a good chuckle. All right, moving on to theme number 2. As we promised, we're talking honey buns today, and those are those 1.5-inch strips. Really easy, portable, fast. Someone in the comments mentioned that they make great log cabins, and you are absolutely right. And today in our project, we're doing a little bit of a twist on a log cabin. We're going to talk about courthouse steps. So let's go ahead and we're going to head over to the sewing machine. We'll be back right after this.
Calling all long arm enthusiasts. Come meet up with my girlfriend's quilt shop at the Handy Quilter headquarters in Salt Lake City. Learn from the pros and finally master the long arm quilting machine. If you are thinking of buying a long arm or just need some informed practice, then join us March 5th through the 7th. The pricing for this event is unbeatable, and we'll also be offering discounts on all the needed supplies. So, yeah, you can afford to come. For more information, visit us at mygirlfriendsquiltshop.com or click the link below.
Last week on Three Things Live, we introduced freedom as the new Stitch Your Story theme for February.
It's an ongoing series where you tell your story to future generations in the quilt blocks you'll make throughout the year.
We talked about the word freedom and what it means to each of us. We shared our Stitch Your Story blocks and how we made them, and we shared some of your stories you've shared with us.
We also had Susan Goldman Rubin, and she shared some highlights from her book, The Quilts of Gee's Bend, a historical overview of the 200 years of quilt making in this African American community.
Join us live every Monday through Wednesday at 1 p.m. Mountain, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Catch up on last week's show via Facebook and YouTube by clicking the links below.
Three Things Live is where we always have something to make you smile,
Something to learn.
and something to discover.
Let's go.
Welcome back, everyone, to Three Themes Live. I'm Chris,
And I'm Rebecca.
We're so happy to have you here. And we were just laughing at the comments that are coming through. Our friend Annette was saying that every time her son comes to the store to pick up a package for her, he says, Mom, this is part of my inheritance, right? And yes, and Annette, you should spend every dime of it.
Yes, you should. He's so
And
cute when
enjoy
he comes
it.
in, too.
He
It's
is
fun.
cute.
Yes,
We love
yes,
her
yes,
son,
yes.
absolutely, but too fun. And someone else said, you change machines more than you change stitches. So too cute. Love it. That is just fun. All right, friends. Well, today we're talking about a new quilt block, and it's one that is actually very traditional, but we haven't actually talked about it on Three Themes before.
This is exciting.
Yeah,
This
and
is
it's the courthouse.
one of my favorites.
It's the
Love it.
courthouse. So it is very similar to what a lot of you would know as a log cabin block, right? So let's take a closer look at what we are referring to. Right here, you can see that Rebecca put together these beautiful samples right here. Aren't they lovely?
So pretty.
Yeah, very,
Thank you.
very pretty. And you start out with the center square, just like you would with a log cabin, but then you're actually, rather than going around and around like a log cabin, you're going out one level, out another level, out another level, out another level. And depending on where you put your fabrics, and here you can see she went with lights and darks, it really gives a whole new look to a project. The other thing that's really fun about Courthouse Steps is that you could even put these in different formations and have completely different looks as you were to put together, a quilt or a table runner or something like that. So your lights could go one direction, your lights could go the opposite direction, and so forth. So kind of fun. Now, you might notice something or hear something.
They're stiff.
They are.
They're a little stiff.
Because we're talking about foundation paper piecing today. And there's a really great product that we absolutely love called Quilt Block Foundation Paper by It's So Emma. And what it is basically is just a tab of papers that have already had the courthouse steps drawn onto them. So we're going to show you how easy it is to use these today. And yes, I know some of you are going, oh no, we're talking paper piecing. That's right, we are. And I love to paper piece, and I hope that the demo today will help you to learn to love it as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we're doing here. You're going to notice that it's already numbered. Okay, it's a very, very lightweight paper as well. And I do like that there's some shades here. So you have a white and the shades, which also helps give us direction, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, absolutely. So you know where to put your background and then you know where to put your color.
Exactly. So I'm going to use the help today of my Caterpillar Glow. This is one of those things, and actually I'm going to turn it down a little bit lower just because of the camera. There we go. And I also am going to use the help. So those of you who have Caterpillars, you're going to love this little lesson here because we're going to use several different things going on. We've got lots of different stuff. We've got a wonderful tempered glass mat that's where we're going to use our iron. We have a self-healing cutting mat on top of the light table. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is you're going to start out with a 1.5 inch square. Now, let's talk about this real quick. In the instructions in here, it does give you some pre-cut measurements to use. So for example, it would say on the number 2, or the placement number 4 and 5 block, you would be doing a 1.25 inches by 2 3/4, and then the next one you're doing 1.25 inches by 4 inch. Okay, I'm just here to tell you that takes too much time. Nobody's got time for that.
Right, it does. It absolutely does.
I am one that I look at that and I say, oh, you're saying I have to pre-cut all that? No, this is where something like a honey bun would come into play. It's 1.5 inch strips. It's perfect. You're going to have just a little bit of waste, but it's very minimal. All right. So I started out with just 1.5 inch strips.
Me too.
That's
what
it
we
just
did.
makes it super simple. All right. So whenever you're doing paper piecing, the first thing that you have to do is you take your center square and you're going to actually place it on the back of the paper that is marked, okay? And that's why I like the Caterpillar, is because I can really see right through there and know exactly where I need to place this. And then you need to take a little glue stick, and just a little dab will do, not much. And you only do that the first time.
Right.
Is that how you do yours as well?
I usually pin because I can never find a glue stick. I mean, that's the only reason.
Okay,
right?
that works too. Oh, you know what? I stock up in August when,
When
like
it's
at Walmart
time
or
for-
whatever. I go,
That is the
oh
teacher
yeah.
in you, Chris. That is absolutely. I need
The
to start doing
crayons,
that.
the
That is
markers, and the glue
right.
sticks,
That
so
is-
I've
that is
always
a great
got it
idea.
handy.
I need to start stocking up.
All right, let's take a look down here again. And you can see that is definitely covered up, that center square. So I start out with 1, and then I need to go to 2 and 3. Well, there's this handy little ruler called the Add a Quarter Plus. Is this a must-have? No, but is it a nice-to-have?
Oh, yes.
Yes. All right, so what I do, the nice thing about this ruler is it has a tapered edge. So one side is tapered, and the other side has a little lip. It's a 1/4 inch lip, to be exact. And I want to place the tapered edge between the 1 and the 2. And this is going to help me to know exactly where to fold my fabric back, or my paper back, I should say. It's like that. I have a little piece sticking out, so I just flip this over. And do you see how nice it is to have that lip going right there? I now know exactly where to cut. That gives me the perfect 1/4 inch seam.
That is so cool.
Yeah. And I'm going to do the same thing on between 1 and 3. So this is 1 and 2 and 1 and 3. Now I like to save time, I do 2 rows at a time. Do you do the same?
So I actually go through and pre-fold all of my papers. It's a little more time consuming,
Okay.
but I like this technique, so I may steal it for the next time I do this.
I really like this. It's a little bit more methodical, and it just helps me to know exactly what I'm doing next.
Right.
So you can see that through this light box that I have my 1/4 inch seam already built in there. So now I have to go to numbers 2 and 3. And 2 and 3 are going to be white. Again, remember that you do it you're always putting the fabric on the back side and you're sewing from the front side. So let's go ahead and grab my background pieces. I decided to do this. Can you tell the theme that I went with here?
It's red and white, so I'm thinking Valentine's Day?
Absolutely.
Wow.
I'm thinking, you
Who
know
would've
what?
known?
In honor of Valentine's week, I decided to do a red and white one. Now, this one I'm going to sew one at a time. You could put a pin in it if you wanted to, but this is such a small block, which I love. It's a 4-inch block, that I'm just going to place it right sides together along that edge. I'm going to flip it over. And then what you need to do is you're going to take it to your sewing machine and you're going to sew on the line between the 1 and the 2. So I'm going to hand that over to you, Rebecca.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
So at the sewing machine, let's talk about that while she's doing this. You don't need to worry about having it at a 1/4 inch because you're sewing directly on the line. But here's a tip for you. You want to make sure and shorten your stitch length. So a normal stitch length is usually a 2.0, maybe a 2.5. That would be the default. I want you to actually shorten that stitch length to be perhaps a 1.8 or a 1.6. Now, why would that be, Rebecca?
That perforates our paper
Yes.
And makes it easier to rip off, but it also helps our seams to stay a little more tightly tight together so they won't come unraveled.
Exactly. That's exactly right. So it makes that paper so easy to pull off. Okay, so I've done the 1 and the 2. You can see right here. I asked Rebecca to put black thread in there so that you could see it a little bit better. And now we need to do between 1 and 3 because we've done 1, 2, and now 3. So what I'm going to do is flip this over and place my second square right there, right sides together, lining it up along the edge. I'm just going to hold it. Again, if you felt like you needed to pin it, you certainly could. And Rebecca's going to once more take it to the machine and sew right there.
Thank you.
Yeah. So while she's doing that, what questions do you have out there? What has been your experience with paper piecing? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Is it a love-hate relationship? If you don't enjoy it, why might that be? Would be a good question, and maybe
Right.
we can answer some of those things for you. Okay, so go ahead and type in the comments. Now let's take a look at what I'm doing next here while you do that. I'm going to go ahead and pull this out again, and I'm just doing like a little finger press right there. I love having the little mini iron from Clover because it just, for small projects like this, it's really nice to be able to do that. And you can see that I'm actually doing it on this glass tempered mat.
Well, it actually sets your seams really nicely for the next step.
Definitely. All right, so we've done 1, 2, and 3. Now it's time for 4 and 5. So what am I going to do? I'm going to take my pink ruler once again and place the tapered edge along the line of 4. And you can see right here, I've got some fabric left, right? So I'm going to flip this over. Now I have that 1/4 inch seam right there and trim. Aha, I have a perfect 1/4 inch. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Again, this is just a little bit more efficient way of putting this all together.
It is. I
Okay.
love it, and I'm absolutely going to do this on my next paper piece
Awesome.
project. So thanks, Chris.
Oh, you bet. Okay. You know, paper piecing used to scare me, and now I find it so satisfying. Okay, so we've got a red square here. We did the white. I'm gonna go with another red. So I want you to notice that I didn't pre-cut this. I just have a bunch of strips going on here. And that is perfectly okay because now I know I have plenty of space to be able to do this, and I just trim at the end. So because my light box is here, I can visually see where this is going. But if I don't have a light box, I could just kind of hold it up in the air and towards the light, and you could see it there. Okay, so I'm gonna sew, again, right sides together all the way down. So go ahead and do that. And while you do that, I'm gonna look at the questions in the chat. So Sherry has a question. She said, I love paper piecing, but here's the question. Do you sew more than the line? I usually go beyond about a 1/4 inch, but don't know if I should. Now, I noticed you went beyond the line. I do not.
I usually go, and this one I didn't, but I
Okay.
usually go at least 1 stitch beyond the line.
Okay, so
but
definitely not a 1/4
not a
inch.
1/4 inch. No,
Okay.
just a little bit if you do, but
That's a great question, Sherry.
That is a great question. It hinders you from folding your paper in the future, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't go that much.
Okay, do you see here how I have some flapping in the wind? I'm just gonna go ahead and just trim that off real quick.
Yeah, it's nice to have scissors right there.
Exactly,
Yes.
and notice I have an extra piece from that, so I'm just gonna use it on this side and do the same thing and go over that way. So go ahead and we'll do that. And let me see what else you're saying in the comments. Let's see, Kathy said, wow, it looks like the Caterpillar really makes a difference in paper piecing. I would agree, I absolutely love my Caterpillar light box because it's not just a light box, but it's like a whole system. I've got my cutting mat that I can cut right directly on the light box, and I have my tempered glass so that I can iron right on top of it. So it saves me so much time from going back and forth to my ironing board. Everything is just right here, and it just makes it so convenient. Okay, so I've done that. I'm gonna just do one more round just to show you what's happening here. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you can see that on the back. All right, now I'm gonna trim these little threads here, Rebecca, just
Yes,
so that
if they
we
were
can
white,
see.
they wouldn't bother you, but they're
Yeah,
black, right?
Yeah.
It's all
I'm like,
good.
where am I going? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what do I do next? I need to go to 6. So the 6 is right here. See the line right there between the 2 and the 6? Well, that's where I'm gonna put my tapered edge. Fold it back on that edge. Bring my 1/4 inch lip right around. Again, it just rests right on there, and I'm able to have my 1/4 inch seam. And now I need to go to number 7. So 7 is gonna be the same thing. Pull it back, bring this over top, and trim. Can you see what's happening here? Look at that. So Rebecca, what would my next round be?
So it would be your white.
Exactly, it would be the white. And so, again, and you could do this as scrappy as you wanted, or as,
Right.
you know,
Yes.
exactly how, you know, whatever fabrics you want to use, as long as you separate them between lights and darks. So, again, I would go here, we would sew down, this would come out this way, this would go down, so, and this would go this way. And you continue building this 4-inch block until you get something like, ta-da! Oh, isn't that cute? Now on this one I used, you know, I had these peaches, so I went out with all different prints. You could have the same print or not. And then I used low volumes for this one. And I also did this one in yellow. I also did it in blue.
So pretty.
And this is what I made mine into. Ta-da! I made it into a little coaster. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this light off real quick. Whoops, dum bum bum. Look at all those levels of light. There we go, okay. And I'm gonna move this over as well.
Okay.
Okay, so you can see here, how cute would this be if you lined these up in different ways?
So
You
cute.
could go like this,
Yes.
or maybe you're gonna make the whites touch. There's nothing wrong with that either. And you could have these all going in one direction this way. But look at the secondary pattern it makes, Rebecca.
Yes, I
Isn't
love
that awesome?
secondary. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I love that. So it's like you have this almost like a paper lantern, if you will, that's this way and it goes out.
Right.
Now, what I did here was I wanted to make mine into little coasters. So, Abby, can we get a close-up of this, if you don't mind? I have, what I added onto this was a piece of shape form from Kimberville. You know, it's that harder.
Yes, the stiff interfacing.
Yes, stiff interfacing. And you can see that right here, that all I did was I added it on to the shape form. And then I was able to take my decorative stitches and I just stitched all the way down, just the decorative stitches on my sewing machine. Put 2 pieces of fabric together on the back, right there, as in an envelope style, put right sides together and sewed around it, and now I have a coaster. Won't this be fun as a gift to make
a set of 4?
A set of 4
Yes.
in all different colors. It would be nice and springy and fun. But Rebecca, I am loving these. This would be so cute as well.
Yes.
So this is just a really fun block to make. Now Sherry has another question here. She said, do you back tack? And that is a great question. Do you?
I don't.
I don't either.
And that's one reason why we make the stitch length a little shorter, right? So you don't have to back tack. That just creates bulk, and we don't want that.
You know, a lot of people will say to back tack. You certainly could. If I were to back tack, I wouldn't do a back stitch per se.
Okay.
I would make sure that needle is going up and down like 2 times in the same spot, and then I would start, and then I would do the up and down at the end.
It creates less bulk.
But you know what? It doesn't. It
doesn't.
doesn't really
No,
need
it-
it.
no,
I don't
it
think.
doesn't.
I mean, I've had no problems with not doing it. But
Great
I'm
questions.
Yes, I'm so glad you asked the question. Let's see. Sandy said she doesn't like paper piecing, but she does love the Sew Emma papers. Yeah, they really come in handy, don't
They
they?
do, absolutely. And I love it. I can just sit and sew for hours on the papers. It makes it so precise.
Yeah, absolutely. So speaking of sewing for hours, you had a fun project you've been working on.
Absolutely.
Look at that. That is gorgeous, Rebecca.
Thank you.
I absolutely
thank you.
love it. So tell us a little bit more about this and what your inspiration was.
So my inspiration was I wanted to create a patriotic
Put it down here.
idea or just a runner for I love everything red, white, and blue. Right?
Absolutely.
Excuse me. And so my inspiration also was I wanted it to look like beads that were strung on a wire.
Yes.
And so the gray kind of makes it look like your wire, and then everything else, even the white, or you know, if you're going the color way or the white way, they look like beads that are strung
They
on a wire.
do.
And it just kind of reminds me of the beading that I used to do with my girls when they were younger. Anyway, so I loved the look.
That is absolutely beautiful. And
Thank you.
I love how you quilted it too with the stars and
Right, just kind of gives it
the
that
waves.
extra little pop it needs.
All right, and you have a pattern for
Do
this?
I have a pattern? Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So free in the club.
Yes.
And available for purchase.
Oh my goodness, on our website.
On our website.
That's awesome. What else is available for purchase are the Courthouse Steps.
Yes, the papers.
Pad of paper.
Yes.
So there's actually, I think there's 40 or 42.
42.
42
yes.
sheets of paper on this pad. And so, I mean, if you wanted to make these as gifts
Right.
for, you know, whether you're doing coasters or making it into a mug rug or do something as involved as a table runner. How many did it take?
36.
Oh, it took 36 for
Right.
these.
So
okay.
you have 8 left, so you can make coasters.
Oh, yes, you
can make a whole
could.
set and give it as a gift.
This would be even a really cute pillow too, as well. Very fun. We also have
the honey bun.
the honey
right?
bun for
Yes.
sale.
We need our dessert.
Oh my goodness, I love it. It is the Laguna Sunrise honey bun. You can find that on our website.
And that is these these fabrics right here.
I love it. These are so pretty.
So bright and
I
springy.
definitely, now I'm thinking, oh, I want to make something with these fabrics. And again, the nice thing is that they're already pre-cut for
Yes,
you.
absolutely makes it so fast.
Oh, so fast. So if you're like me and you don't want to have to pre-cut everything that is outlined in here, I mean, you certainly could, but why would you?
No.
No need.
Just open that honey bun and start sewing. That's all you need, right?
That's right. All right. Well, friends, we hope that you enjoyed today's tutorial. And again, you can find all those downloads we talked about and some of the products we talked about today on our website, or join us tonight for Comments Sold at 6:30 p.m. These will be for sale there as well. So we don't want you to miss that. All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this segment up, and but stick around, because theme number 3, we have a special little Valentine surprise for you.
Calling all creative minds. We want to see the creative borders you've sewn. Show us your wackiest, most clever ways you've bordered your projects. Send your photos to marketing@mygirlfriendsquiltshop.com, and we may use them on 3 Things Live.
Collage applique. It actually is a really fun technique, basically just using your scraps. Break it down into color value. Lightest, 1, medium, 2, and that's definitely going to be a 3, okay? A piece of parchment paper. We have to get our fabrics prepared. With Steam Seam, you've got a 2-sided sticky.
Use your iron across the whole thing. Then you're gonna cut them just in strips and then straight across this way. So now you've got all these different sizes.
So you start cutting. Love this little iron. The same color thread, back and forth, back and forth. In my reds, I stuck with a red. In my greens, I stuck with 1 green. Hold it down in that manner. Just have some fun with it. See how it's sticking.
Easy peasy.
All right, welcome back everyone to 3 Things Live. We're now moving on to segment 3, and that is our discovery.
Yes.
And we wanted to give a little Valentine surprise for you. But before we do, we want to remind you that Comments Sold is tonight at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Be sure to follow us. Well, hopefully on Facebook. We'll see. It might not be, but
Download the app now.
yes,
right?
exactly.
Download the app now.
Download the app, because that for sure will be working. We'll see on the Facebook side of things. But at 6:30, I want to give you a little sneak peek of something that's going to be shared tonight. How about this for a little St. Patrick's Day fun?
So cute. Can we just
Yeah?
put that in my cart right now?
Yeah,
I'm just gonna just
exactly.
add it to my cart right now.
I
so
know.
cute.
So this is an exclusive with us at My Girlfriend's Quilt Shop. It's a new little mini quilt. And the fun thing about this, Rebecca, is that all these letters, pre-cut and prefused.
Oh, I love that so much.
And this is for the embroidery machine.
Okay.
Okay. Now you do have to have an 8x8 hoop or larger to be able to do this. But super fun and easy. You can purchase the kit along with the pattern for this tonight on Comments Sold.
Adorable. Well, I can just take that one off your
Yeah,
hands, right?
exactly. Exactly. All right. Well, it is our last day of the week for 3 Things Live. But Valentine's Day is on Friday, and we wanted to give you a little Valentine gift. So from our heart to yours, our darling graphic designers here, they're amazing. And they put together these adorable little Valentine cards that you can download and print out today. And it's free for everyone. So let's take a look at what they've put together. How about this one? Are you a walking foot? Because you keep me in line. Okay, Valentine's only a quilter could love, right? I dare you to give this to your loved one and see what they say.
I absolutely am going to.
All right, let's take a look at this one. This one says, You've sewn your way into my heart, and there's no seam ripper for that. Aww.
That's so sappy.
Isn't that so
cute.
sappy, so good.
So cute, so cute.
SEW good.
So good.
So good. All right, here's another one for you. Do you believe in love at first stitch?
Of course you do. Of course you do. I believe in love at first
Did
stitch.
Elton love sewing before you met him?
He did. He had his own sewing machine. His mom bought it for him when he was 10.
Nice.
So his mom was so good at teaching him
Yes.
all the things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was love at first stitch for you too.
It was love at first
Okay.
stitch.
I like
Absolutely.
it. I like it. All right, we've got a couple more. How about this one? You're the bobbin to my thread. Without you, I'd be in tangles.
I think this one is my favorite. Without you, I would be in tangles. I love that so much.
Again, only a quilter would love.
Right? Have you ever tried to sew without a bobbin, Chris?
Yes, unfortunately.
I know.
It doesn't
It's
work
ugly,
too well.
Right? No, it doesn't.
It doesn't work too well, that's for sure. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Another quilter's Valentine. Are you the binding to my quilt? Because you complete me. You complete me? Oh, wow. Okay.
You complete me.
I was going to say the binding, it's extra love if you hand bound it.
Absolutely.
All right, and one more for you all today. This is our last one. You must be 100% cotton because I'm feeling a connection. That fabric just pulls us in, doesn't it?
Is the connection a fabric connection or is it static electricity?
Oh, there you go. I like that. That's a good one. All right. So again, this is something that you are able to download, print out. It's free for everyone on the website, and we hope you enjoy those this week. All right. Well, I think that is it for us today.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Rebecca, for
You're
all your
welcome.
help today.
Thanks for being here.
And I love what you put together with that courthouse steps. That's really, really pretty. So
thank you.
All right, friends. Well, again, keep doing all the things you love. We're so glad, always happy to see you. And we hope to see you tonight. And if not, we hope to see you again real soon. Bye-bye.